Campers has a dog, and I just hear the dogs finally saw it. I heard him go barking like crazy. So, all right. So this conversation this morning is about understanding why the Nest program exists, why emotional understanding EQ exists, all of these things, all of these parts of the economy of this personal development world. And what I've been working on is this idea, this concept, this phenomenon of this emotional economy that we buy into. And it's kind of vicious, this emotional economy. So I want to share with you, I want to talk with you about something that you might not have heard of in the space of personal development, right? You've heard you're not broken, you've heard you're not behind, and you're not a product. Somewhere along the way, you were taught to believe that unless you were selling your emotional state, it didn't matter. I'll explain what the selling of your emotional state means. If you didn't sell it, if you weren't showing up as vulnerable and showing up as had some weaknesses, that you didn't matter. You're not valid. You're not in the game. It's a lie. It's a massive one. And it's time to burn it down. This message is about the emotional economy. It's about how it's been stealing your signal while convincing you to thank the emotional economy. It's been stealing your signal. I'll explain it here in just a minute. But this is something that it's kind of making it known, bringing it to the front. So you've been told you're developing, becoming your best self, doing the work. You've been told you're showing up, you're evolving. What's really been happening? You're selling your emotional currency to systems that profit from your pain and self-doubt and your hunger for approval. And the exchange rate, it's terrible for you. You give them your story, you give them your grief, your guilt, you need to be seen, you give them your shame, your silence, your suffering, and in return, you get a badge. You get a breakthrough, you get a certificate, you get a dopamine hit, you get a funeral, a hit of significance that fades in 72 hours. And you keep paying the emotion. And they keep selling you the feeling that maybe this time you finally arrived. Spoiler, they move the finish line every time. And when I say it doesn't matter where it is, whether it's a weight loss program or a network marketing company or a workout system. They seem to keep moving the finish line. They never give you the full recognition that you need. So here's the 5 ways you're trapped, AKA how influence systems hook your signal. There's pain-triggered marketing. They spike your shame. They sell your salvation. Your pain becomes their conversion metric. Right? Does it convert? Does it convert? Do we show them where their pain is and how to get out of it? That's the conversion metric in a nutshell. There's identity hijacking. You don't just join a program, you join a tribe, a look, a belief system. You walk away with this idea of recognition equals belonging. Healing becomes the branding. So identity hijacking is another way we get sold into the emotional economy. Hope as bait. They show you what you could have. They move the goalpost and progress becomes a subscription. Think about that for a second. Progress becomes a subscription. And of course, I'm going to freeze. Frozen. Isn't that cool? How awesome is that? It's got to be some good stuff. Hang on. And I'm back. Emotional voyeurism. Your deepest wounds become content. Tears equals engagement. They hand you a stage, yet it cost you your story. Emotional voyeurism. Number 5, shame loops in disguise. Shame loops in disguise. They rebrand self-rejection as motivation. You need to hear this. You're playing small. You're not ready yet. Yet if you buy this, maybe you will be. So emotional capitalism. And you were never supposed to win it. Because every time you think you're finally leveled up, you find yourself back at the start. Only this time, more emotionally in debt than before. So what's your escape plan? How do you cash out? How do you undevelop? How do you stop selling yourself for significance? You stop performing pain for permission. You stop confusing suffering with progress. You stop renting your emotions to a system that were never designed to protect them. Ouch. So here's what to do next. Say this out loud in your body. I am no longer in the business of selling my emotions for acceptance. Say that. I am no longer in the business of selling my emotions for acceptance. I am no longer earning love through pain. Do you feel this in your body already? Do you feel the shift, the vibrational shift? I am no longer earning love through pain. I am no longer waiting for a finish line that never comes. I am no longer waiting for a finish line that never comes. I cash out now. I cash out now. I choose wholeness over hustle. I choose wholeness over hustle. Signal over noise, and self over strategy. Signal over strategy. And a signal over noise and self over strategy. This isn't a rebellion. It's a return. You're not broken. You've just been overdeveloped by systems that couldn't see your original signal. So welcome to the world of personal undevelopment. No hooks, no shame, no bait. Just you, finally unplugged from the emotional economy. So, what's next? Understanding that you are in control. You've always been in control. They just kind of took it away from you, right? They gave you little simple things. They didn't hold you accountable to the simple things like daily intentions. Those are your daily intentions. That you don't need a program to, you don't need to buy something to write out your daily intentions. Yet why do we do? Because we don't have the discipline. We don't have the accountability to write out our daily intentions. Read your goals every day. Read 10 pages of a good book every day. That's personal undevelopment. Jim Rohn said, if it's easy to do, it's also easy what? Not to do. What do you do next? What do you do next? How do you get through this? You have to decide enough is enough. If you cashed out, when you cash out, say you win at a table or you're losing at a table and you still have some money left and you cash out, do you sit at the table? Do you sit at the table or do you leave the casino? You might go to another casino hoping it'll get better. Huh. I wonder how many people have ever done that. Probably nobody. So what is this mindset upgrade? What is this signal reset we've been talking about? When I take you into your personal sanctuary of undevelopment and achievement, this is your sanctuary. How many of you have visited your sanctuary on your own? Do you go there often enough? Your first step in undeveloping everything that was stacked upon your original self is so you can finally breathe without proving again. That's your first step. Breathe. Can you take a breath right now and feel that you have cashed out of this emotional economy that is just sucking up your emotional currency? So here's the game. Let me name the system you've been playing in, right? we've talked about it. It's the emotional economy where your emotions are treated like currency. You're either selling them, listen carefully. Here's the emotional economy. You are either selling your emotions, suppressing them, or managing them to earn approval, managing them to earn acceptance or success. How many of us have ever said, oh my gosh, I'm my worst enemy. I am my biggest self-saboteur. That's suppressing your energy, your emotions, so that you can be accepted for your success. I'm not going to say the complete personal development world. I'm going to say a lot of them, from gurus to books to 7-step formulas, is structured on an unspoken belief. I'll probably get in trouble for this. But you know what? Sucks to be me. Here's the emotional unspoken belief. You're not enough yet. You're not enough yet. This product, this service, this tool, this training, this trip, all will make you better. How many of us go on vacation and the first thing we say when we get home is, God, it's good to be home. I need a vacation from my vacation. This is your personal development story. This is what happens when you can't enjoy the moment. You're constantly upgrading, tweaking, optimizing, pushing. What if you were told you don't need another version of yourself? You need a way back to the original one. How many of us, listen carefully. How many of us have digital personalities? When we show up on Instagram, we're like this. When we show up on Facebook, because it's a different crowd, we're like this. When we show up on LinkedIn, we're like this, because it's business people. We have these digital personalities we've been sold on. So imagine you go build an organization. Imagine you go build a group on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter, or X, and in LinkedIn. And they all decide they want to come out to an event at your place. Do you have them in separate rooms because you have to show up as that digital identity? I don't think so. You know, Tony Robbins went through this whole phase of using the F word and the F bomb and F this, and every other word, every other sentence had the F in it. And now he stopped doing that because he was losing his audience. He thought that would get him more people. It wasn't who he was. That was a marketing. Somebody sold him that on marketing. Did it bring people to him that maybe never saw him before? Probably. I'm sure it did. Did it make him lose people that'll never come back to him? Yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm offering you the chance to say, just be you. The challenge is we don't know who we are. This is what personal development is. It's not aggression. It's not regression. It's reclamation. Personal undevelopment is reclamation. We got to chip away, right? Michelangelo, I chip away everything, not David. So you're only worthy when you're improving. That's the first lie. You're only worthy when you're improving, when you're ranking up, right? In network marketing, sometimes I was told, you don't get my time unless you're at the events or ranking up or showing up. I thought that was odd. I came out of the traditional sales world and I thought that was odd. Yet because I didn't know, I wasn't a qualified networker, I played the game. I'm thinking, man, that just doesn't feel right. And I did it for the first year and I got paid significantly. Oh, wait a minute. I paid significantly for that lesson. You are only worthy when you're improving. Let me ask you, where did that land in your body? Who taught you that your value lives in your output? Think about that one. Who taught you that your value lives in your output? What happens inside when you're not progressing? So now say this. I've been sold performance as an identity. Yet identity doesn't need performance. It needs permission. I've been sold performance as an identity. Yet identity doesn't need performance. It needs permission. So I would encourage you in your notes right now, write down, I give myself permission, right? To be worthy of who you are in this moment, who you are undoing in this moment. So how do you cash out of this ritual? Well, I'm going to ask you to write this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines. They're not that long. I'm going to encourage you to write these down. Say it as you're writing it out. I am no longer in emotional debt. I am no longer in emotional debt. I am no longer in emotional debt. I am no longer earning love through effort. I am no longer earning love through effort. I am no longer trying to convince the world I'm enough. I am no longer trying to convince the world I am enough. So from the top, I am no longer in emotional debt. I am no longer earning love through effort. I am no longer trying to convince the world I'm enough. Here's the transition. I cash out of the emotional economy now. I cash out of the emotional economy now. I choose signal over shame. I choose signal over shame. I choose peace over performance. I choose peace over performance. I choose me without the receipt. I choose me without the receipt. Meaning you don't have to get a receipt to take back your life. You don't have to go pay one more thing to take back your life. I choose me without the receipt. Feel your system shift. Noticing anything inside that resists? That's not failure. That's the shame program noticing it's being unplugged. Scan your body. Do you feel resistance? Do you feel someplace that it's a little uncomfortable energy sitting there? That's the shame programming realizing it's being unplugged. So here's the last part we're going to talk about today. I want you to think about this for a second. Listen carefully. I'll repeat it. If you never had to improve yourself again to earn love, to earn visibility, to earn safety, if you never had to improve yourself again to earn love, to become visible, to stand in safety, what would you start doing that you've put off? What's the answer to that? What comes up? What's the first thing that pops up in your world? If you never had to improve yourself again to earn love or to be visible or to have safety, what would you start doing that you've put off? Here's the next question. What would you stop doing that you secretly hate, but think you have to keep going to keep performing? What would you stop doing that you secretly hate, yet think you have to do it to keep performing, to keep being seen? What's something you would secretly stop doing? You've been secretly doing. Well, not secretly doing. You've been doing it right in front of everybody, but boy, it just turns your crank. What would you stop doing that you've just absolutely despised, but you've been doing it because you think that's what you need to do to keep performing? That's your price. That's your emotional economy payment. That's your paying the mafia to keep you safe. That's your safety money, your safety emotional payment. What would you stop doing that, man, I just despise this? So here's the wrap up. Today wasn't about learning, it was about remembering. The shame economy depends. Here's the big one. The shame economy depends on your, what do you think the next word is? On your amnesia, on your forgetfulness. That's why we get frustrated, because your signal was never lost. Just layered, just built upon personal development, this book on top of that book, on top of this book, on top of that book, on top of this program, on top of that event, on top of this, on top of that leader, on top of that trainer, just layered. Now we peel it back. We peel it back and we let it run free. And here's the thing, you may not know, you may not recognize this freedom. You may think, oh my gosh, what do I have to do to earn this? Nothing. Today wasn't about learning, it was about remembering. The shame economy depends on your amnesia. Yet your signal was never lost, just layered. And now we begin the undevelopment process. Welcome home. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Bonus, bonus, bonus.
Yeah, kind of neat, isn't it?
Whoa. You had one heck of a 4th of July.
There
Dang.
were fireworks, I will tell you that.
That so interesting, because as I was writing this out, and thank you for giving me time to write it out.
Sure.
As I was writing this out, I'm remembering the compromise of picking up things that I just really don't like. And this is so great, because then I built shame on that. I don't like it and I'm ashamed of it, but I got to do it.
Yep.
No, I don't. And yeah, I love the remembering. That's so encouraging. It's about remembering. It's not about unearthing or adding to or changing. It's about remembering.
It's literally, to use a farm expression, it's putting personal development industry is like putting lipstick on a pig.
Actually, there's a song in children's like a vacation Bible school song about putting a ring on a pig's nose. And that was an image I had. Anyway,
Yep.
Thank you. This is, you are spot on where I need to go next. What are the skills, resources, and basic information I need? Oh, Sean's on the call. We'll get it now.
Well, and that's been always been my key. And so it's taken me a few years to figure out how to whittle this down to bring forth what's just right in front of all of us, what we're battling against, and what it's costing us. And it's the emotional economy. So yeah, this was first run at it, first description of it, and first one's your worst one, so it'll get better.
Oh, it's great. It reminds me of an expression that I learned. Made first class, buy first class to go first class.
Yep.
I'm like, okay,
I agree.
I got it. Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Selka, good morning.
I wasn't sure if you were speaking to me because it sounded
I
kind of.
said Selka, and then I started to yawn because
Yes,
my brain was resetting.
exactly. So I wasn't sure what was coming
Yes.
out of your
Good
mouth.
morning, Selka.
Good morning, Sean. How are you this morning?
Outstanding.
And perhaps we missed something when I was listening to Louise just now. She said you had a freaky. No, she didn't
Well,
say freaky.
She said you must have had a fabulous or fireworks on your 4th of July because this is kind of a fire and brimstone training. And I said, yeah, oh yeah, there were lots of fireworks on the 4th of July last night.
I'm sure. Do they have fireworks out there in the
Oh yeah,
of Arkansas?
Yes, our neighbor put on a fireworks show that was pretty darn good.
Your neighbor?
Yep, Thursday night. We all went and sat in Charles's yard, and the neighbor next to him, Dustin and Justin. He said 4th of July is my holiday, and he went and bought about $2,000 worth of fireworks, and it was a 20-minute show that was just pretty spectacular. And then last night we went out on the boat with our neighbors, Joe and Shelly down the way, and I'm frozen. Hang on.
Well, I can still hear you.
Yes.
So.
And so we went out on their boat and we went to Fairfield Bay and we watched another big kind of municipality fireworks show. That was kind of cool. And when you're on the lake, everybody's got fireworks going off all over the place. So yeah,
that is so amazing. So Arkansas allows private fireworks.
Yes.
California does not.
Yeah.
Well, because it's so damn dry everywhere. I know when I lived in Germany, we used to buy fireworks everywhere we don't have 4th of July.
Right.
Let's not get confused, but for New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Yes, yes, and we set them off, and yeah. So lots of fun. But what I want to talk to you about it, and I have a question. What if you really hate doing something, but you must do it?
Okay.
Okay. So would you change the certain way you do it, or what would you do to learn to love it, I guess?
So one of the things, the reason that there's something that we have to do that produces a feeling, because the result is what we want, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if the result is what we want, we have to then shift our attention from the feeling it gives us to the result. If the result showed up, would we feel better?
Well, yes, of course. But if it does, but even just doing it,
I get it.
Me a lot of stress internally, literally, and I can feel like it's like a very heavy load I'm carrying, and I don't like that feeling.
So then the key is this is a Wayne Dyer moment. Change the way you look at things. So if that is the only action step that can be done to produce this result that's needed in your life, whether it's an emergency need, whether it's a consistency need, whether it produces the result you want, we have to then be tied to the result. This is kind of the scenario that's the picture, the imagery that's running in my head, the movie that's popping in my head is you need to eat your green beans because it'll make you grow up strong. I don't like green beans. Okay.
Right,
Yet,
but
how do we wind up changing the way somebody likes green beans? Well, for a kid, it's if you eat your green beans, you'll go out and play outside. Oh, all right, and then they just shovel it down. They go over the taste, and what happens is there's a part of you that has this buildup that I can even hear it in your voice that you're not even doing the thing, you're talking about the thing, and it really gets you anxious.
just even thinking about it, because and that's probably the cause of not getting the result I need to get,
Yes.
because of the feeling that I simply cannot shake.
So if you could wave the wand, what feeling would you like that action step to because right now it gives you angst and anxiety and frustration and aggravation. What feeling would you like it to give you? If you could go back to the programming center, imagine there's a computer.
That's how bad it is. It even gives me disgust. I just been totally.
Sure, I get it. And this is
I
good. It's
would
coming
love
out.
warm and fuzzy feeling, joy, happiness.
Now imagine somebody, not you, imagine somebody actually able to do that. This task that you're doing. Imagine somebody or you can make up somebody. Imagine them doing this task and they love it. Imagine them, not you, imagine them.
Right. Yeah,
And-
I don't.
And now ask them.
Yeah, you probably would love it.
Okay, now ask them, why do they love it? And
Why
what do they
you love
say?
it? Why do you love it?
What
Because
do they say?
I would assume they say because I have amazing results.
Okay, so the question then is, ask them, did you have the results before you loved it? Or did the results make you love it?
That's an interesting question.
So the challenge is that your first one's your worst one. And when you do it and you go, oh, that's not the best result, but that's better than what I did before. So, okay, so this works. I just got to get better at this. And then the results started to improve. And then the action started to improve and the results started to improve and then the action started to improve. So the question is what's the smallest version of that could be done that produces a result, not the end all be all result of it turns into a 50-story building. If we were going to go build a building, what's the first thing we have to do? Buy the land. So what's the first thing? What if you look at this action that gives you angst, anxiety, and frustration, just even thinking about it? What if you could think about it and not get upset? Don't have to do it. Just shift this ability to think about it. Okay. Well, it doesn't really kill me. I'm still here.
Well, it hasn't killed me, but
Right.
it's causing me so much stress it just makes.
Okay. But what if you could just, what's one word that you would write down about it? Can you share what the action step is? And you don't have to. And if you'd rather not, don't talk about it. But if you could write down the one word, is there in the action step that you're going to go do that's giving you this angst, what's one word in that action step? Just one word, not a sentence, not a phrase, not a paragraph, not one word.
Reach out.
Okay, so reach out. So I want you to think of the times. Did you ever talk to your friends? Your friend in New York. I think that's where your friend is, in New York. Your good friend in New York.
No, my bestie, Linda. No,
Yeah.
she lives in San Diego. But she
Okay.
lives in New York.
Okay.
And she also has a home in New York.
Okay, that's the one. So your bestie.
That's,
So have you ever reached out to her?
I reach out to her every day.
Okay, so and do you get angst and anxiety?
No, because I don't.
Hang
ask
on, stop
anything.
trying to justify. We're just talking about the word
Trying
reach
to
out.
testify.
We're just trying to do the word reach out.
No.
So my point is that you can
Well,
do reach out.
maybe, no, wait, maybe sometimes if I would have to tell her something that I think she may not like.
Okay, but that's rare and far between. For the most part, when you reach out to her, it's a joyous moment. It's fun. You're gonna laugh. She texts you and you got to reach back out to her. You weren't able to talk to her. You missed her call.
No,
So-
we text most of the time only because I don't like talking on the phone and I don't think she likes it either. So
Okay, so awesome. So when you reach out to your bestie, 9 times out of 10, you're having a good time.
yes, of course.
Yeah. So reach out. So
Probably
say,
most of the time 10 out of 10.
okay, so great. So say this, I can reach out and 10 times out of 10 have fun.
You want me to say this?
Yeah, just say I can reach out and 10 times out of 10 have fun.
Okay, I can reach out and 10 times out of 10, I have fun.
Now the word reach out, because your brain works the way your brain works, brought it from this thing you don't want to do. Oh, hang on, I'm frozen again. Good Lord, this is awesome. I love it. I love it.
It's good, at least we can still hear you. Usually
Yes.
we
So-
can't hear them.
That
So
you have, so you,
that's the benefit.
so all of a sudden you have 2 reach outs. The reach out with your bestie and the reach out with the task that's like, "Ugh." And now your brain is trying to justify, well, which reach out is it? It's just a reach out.
Plus, even yes, you're right. But when I was just thinking, when I reach out to her, she never tells me no, or I.
Okay, so now imagine this. When I reach out, I don't get a no. Just say that. When I reach out, I don't get a no.
When I reach out, I don't get a no.
Yeah,
That
but see,
doesn't sound-
you're
That doesn't sound authentic at all.
it's okay, but that's we got to tell ourselves. We got to tell ourselves a better truth. You're telling yourself a lie right now. Well, every time I reach out, I get a lie, and I'll be damned if you're not right. Now you're going to tell yourself a better truth. I reach out, and nobody lies, and and I don't get a no. I reach out. I can reach out and not get a no. That's a truth. That's a truth. So now I can reach out. Reach outs are fun, and I can reach out and not get a no. This is literally rewiring, that we are undoing a programming that's not true.
I'm writing that down.
Yes. And so this is how we undo the addiction to the action. We have to look at the words, and you've used these words in thousands of scenarios, these expressions in thousands of scenarios. Now say this, my reach out gets yeses.
My reach out gets yeses.
Yeah, see, it's even hard for your brain to go, wait a minute, you're
Yes.
lying. You're lying. It's true though. You reach out to your bestie and you get yeses.
Well, she's the only one.
Well, that's okay, but this is a start. You have proof. You have proof that your body can be in a state. Now imagine if on the other end of the call, the other end of the reach out, was somebody who had as much honor and respect for you as your bestie does. They exist. You just haven't met them yet.
I haven't met them yet. Yeah, well, that might be the issue.
And so the issue is though, imagine if the signal shows up before the action. And your signal is I hate this and I don't know this, and they're going to tell me no. And then you connect with them and they go, I wanted to say yes, but you're telling me I should say no. It's literally, it works that way, as cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs as that is. So now I would just work on this for today. This is a huge part. I can reach out and get a yes. I would just keep saying that. I can reach out and get a yes. And your old story is going to go, have you looked in the mirror? Have you seen your history? You never get a yes. That's what it's going to start saying. And it's going to start arguing. You're going to say, I know, but today's different. I reach out today and get a yes. I reach out today and get a yes.
And I wrote it down and I put yes in very large.
Yeah,
bold.
absolutely. Get emotional about it. I reach out. So,
You make me smile.
yeah, Lily Poo, what's the doggy's name?
It's Lollapoo.
Lollapoo. I
No,
was
Lola
close.
Beans. No, you just totally renamed the dog. You're getting me confused. What is the matter?
Lollapoo.
I can't even remember the name of your sheep, and you can't remember the sheep of my dog.
Lollapoo. Who's Lollapoo? Lollapoo.
I don't know what poo dog.
Now,
It's Lola Beans.
so from this place, every
I'm gonna
time
make you a T-shirt with her picture, and it says Lola Beans.
so every time you go to do a reach out, think of this. This will change your state because this is a funny state. This is an energetic, once in a lifetime state. Lollapoo, Lola Bean. What's the
Lola
dog's
Bean.
name?
Just try to think the second word starts with a B, not a
So from this state, now I want you to feel how your body is in this state.
Oh, it feels good.
Yeah. And so from here, it's not about what they say. It's about you doing the action. Don't even say, listen, here's how I got over it. Cause I'm an introvert.
You are?
As much as that would scare everybody, I'm an introvert. So what I would do is when I would start doing network, because I could go and call in front of a business, I could go in front of a CEO, I can go in front of a plant manager. But when I went to go talk to a single mom or a dad or talk to them about network marketing, because the signal that network marketing presented to me, the way network marketing, the signal of network marketing that was presented to me for a decade before I ever got into the business, the decade of me buying products where a customer would go, hey, listen, I'll give you the order if you buy my product. Great, whatever. And I was in 20 different network marketing companies as a customer. Before I ever got involved in the business, I used to think it was a sham. It was a crook thing. So when I got in and realized how vulnerable you become in network marketing, the true field of sales, personal development, what a bunch of crock. I said this is how I started, Silke. I said, hey, listen, do me a favor. Can you say no? They'd be like, what? I said, can you say the word no? Awesome. At the end of this conversation, I want you to say no. What are you talking about? I really want you to say no. I don't want you to get signed up. I don't know what to do if you get signed up. I don't know how to help you. I just need to get through this presentation and not have the stress of you saying yes, because I don't know what the hell to do. They'd be like, well, okay. So I'd go through the presentation and I would ask them things and I say, so what do you think? And they go, no. I go, thank God, bye. And that was my presentation.
Well,
I told them to tell
very
me
much
no.
to move forward.
Well, it helped me move forward because I could say it without dying.
Then I wouldn't even bother doing the presentation because it'd be like a waste of my time.
No, it's a waste of your time now because when you go do it, you still get the same answer. You have to change the way you go into it. This is the doing things in a certain way. And it'll frustrate you so much that if I tell you to say, no, this is stupid, you'll just get over the fear. You'll get over the anxiety going, this is stupid. I'm not going to waste my time. See, now we've come to the point that's important. Think about this. You are okay with wasting your time by not doing it and being anxious about it. You are wasting your time. Yet when I say, go, everybody you go talk to, tell them they got to tell you no. Well, that'd be stupid. You know what's more stupid? You not using the skills and talents you have available to you. Ah, shit. Right? You're a talented, you're a head above average kind of Skippy. You are pretty freaking amazing.
Skippy? I thought AJ was the Skippy.
Well, he's a Skippy.
I get to be the Skippy now.
You're the Skippy. He's a Skippy. You are better than average, Silke, and you know this. And the challenge is that your results aren't confirming you're better than average because your anxiety is less than average, is less than good, and that's the results you're getting because you're wasting your time thinking you're being anxious about this. You're an attorney. How could you be anxious about anything? That's what people would think. They don't understand. We're still human beings, no matter the title or the rank you give us. So now, you and Lola Poo, I know it's Lola Bean, but you and Lola Poo.
Oh, you're getting better. I'm glad you do. Saying this in a certain way now, that makes me feel good.
I know it's Lola Bean, but you and Lola Poo go do some presentations. And
Whatever.
now all of a sudden it shifts because you don't deserve to waste your time. And where
No,
the
I don't
anxiety
think
is,
anyone deserves to waste their time.
right?
I'm
So then,
I get very upset of wasting my time because that's what I feel like.
sure, but now don't feel like it. Do a Lola Poo and say, I'm just going to go do it. I may suck at it. I'll get better at it, but I'm not going to imagine this.
But I
I'm not
myself
gonna,
don't think I suck at it, but it's
yes,
just,
you do. You got to suck at it. You suck at it because you don't get the result.
well,
You'll get better at it. I'll get better at it.
it's just this terrible feeling.
It is until. So now it's whenever you have the terrible feeling, you got to say Lola Poo. And you may walk around all the house going Lola Poo, Lola Poo, Lola Poo. Lola
The
Poo.
beans, not
Oh, I know it's Lola Bean, but I'm saying Lola Poo is the one where it's like, it makes you giggle. Oh my God. Is it Lola Bean, Lola Poo? It's a Lola Poo. It's Lola
It
Poo.
reminds me of how confused you can be when you want to be.
This
Because
is the
otherwise
state.
you always right on, you know everything, everything is perfect that comes out of your mouth. You know, I would like pay a lot just to take your brain from you, but then you get so confused about Lola Beans. So
Well,
it makes
so
it
can I
funny.
let you in on a little secret? The
Yeah,
reason I get confused about it is because you take ownership of it, and that's one way I can get you to take ownership of something is to here's how you test in a crowd. If you're ever in a crowd, so I'm giving you some kind of psychology and CIA kind of stuff. If you ever want to find out how much a leader has leadership abilities in a group, is in a crowd you say their name wrong. So if I was talking about you and I know you, Silke, and we were talking and I wanted to see how many people really respond to you and really stand up for you, I would say, well, Sally here has this thing, and somebody go, no, her name's not Sally, her name's Silke. And if nobody says your name is Silke, they ain't followers. They ain't in your group. Because we all know your name's Silke.
But you know how many people mispronounce my name constantly.
Absolutely. So, and if people aren't correcting the mispronunciation, which a lot of times the owner of the name doesn't even correct it.
No, because I corrected I tell people when I first meet them my name. And maybe I will correct it one more time, but usually I don't. And
Well,
then
so this young lady is where you have to fix it. Earl Nightingale said the most beautiful sound to anybody is the sound of their own name. And from this day on, you no longer let people mispronounce it. So you say to them in the beginning, hi, my name's Silke Carpenter. Do me a favor, say Silke so we can get it right, because I know you're going to get confused and you're going to wind up saying Silky or this, that, or the other. It's
yes.
Silke.
And I mean, I've even from the stage, it's come Silky. Yes, and I cannot keep. I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough. I got to tell everybody how to spell my name. Now it's a lot better now than it was when I was younger.
Well, when you spell it, and then they native English speakers, then they read it as Silky or Silk because they have the English alphabet in their head.
Right,
So
and I get it because
they simply can't wrap their head around another alphabet.
Especially here in Arkansas, when they see SEAN, they go "seen."
No way. In Arkansas?
Yeah, well, a lot of places internationally, because they pronounce the alphabet, every letter of the alphabet, like in Mexico. Oh, seen, SEAN, because every letter in Spanish is pronounced.
No,
no, it's Sean.
My
they go,
my
how the hell do you get
call
Sean?
you Sean.
Yes, Sean. Yep. So yes, I'm familiar. Domestically, not so much. Internationally, yes, I have to explain Sean. I say it's Irish, it's Gaelic for Sean.
Like, how the hell do you get to Sean from that?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's Gaelic, another alphabet. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So sit with when you think, when you adjust your frequency to what you're about to go reach out for, and have Lola Poo reach out. I know it's Lola Bean. Have Lola Poo reach out. Just you have to set up your frequency, your energy before you go do it. so that you can have a chance to get the result you want. And then you'll start to get the result and you go, oh my gosh, it worked. Oh my gosh, this is this isn't that difficult, because the next phase will be the thing that'll be more interesting than this phase. And so we got to focus on the result.
Yes.
And the result right now isn't the conversion. It's the action. And I would encourage you, this is not in your mindset. I would encourage you, if you reached out today and say, hey, listen, I would like to talk to you about something. That's a reach out. They don't have to respond. You're tying too much to the ultimate outcome to determine whether your reach out was good. You have to first start with the action. Hey, listen, thanks for having a good day. That's a reach out, but I didn't talk about the business. Reach out.
Yeah, but those reach outs I can do. I can tell people, you know, how amazing they are, that I love them. That's not an issue. So maybe reach out is very broad.
No. It needs to be very broad, because when you reach out for business, it's still a reach out, but you define it as.
I should define it as a business reach out, because social, I mean.
Yeah, but hang on, but I'm saying don't change it. It's just a reach out. This one I can earn some income from. This one I earn smiles from. There's always an income that comes from your reach out. You tell somebody they love you, they go, oh, thank you, or I love you. That's the income. This one we're tied to money. So when it's a business reach out, there's something about money, about making them buy something, about you being valuable enough. Forget that. We gotta stick with the reach out first. Go ahead.
I don't have that same issue with reaching out to people for my German at all.
Because you have absolute confidence in your ability to do German. If somebody said yes to you, hell, I could teach you it no matter what level you want. You have the absolute skills inside of you that say, you want a beginner German? Great. You want an advanced German? Great. You want a business German? Great. You want how to go out and kick it German? Great. Hola, Fräulein. Hola, Fräulein. It's 2 languages. It's multinational. My point is that you have complete confidence in your ability. What I would offer you is you have complete skills in your ability to help people move forward in their business. Have you reached the top ranks? Sometimes, but right now you're kind of starting over. You're doing some things. That's not the predicate. That is not the reason for the reach out that you're starting. Everybody's got to start. And what you're offering people is hey, listen, Jim Rohn would do this. Jim Rohn would do this. He would say, there's 2 of the most important things in your life, and I wonder if you're doing them. 2 most important things in your life. Are you looking for a solution to take care of your family and your children that serves you well? Are you looking? Because if you're not, you better start. Number 2, have you identified in which areas you want to go look? If you've looked at everything, right? We wound up here in Arkansas. We've looked in all over Florida, all over North Arkansas, Southern Arkansas, Texas, all of these different places we looked for. We bought a place and we built a home. So the 2 questions Jim Rohn would ask is, are you in action to find the thing that's going to take care of you and your family? And 2, have you found it yet? Those are the only 2 questions we need to ask somebody. And if they haven't, say, listen, I've got something. It's probably not for you, right? The takeaway. I'd like to show it to you. That's pretty painless. And what you're doing is you're really qualifying people who are serious about looking.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. You and Lola Poo and Lola Bean. Now you got another dog to feed, Lola Poo. Love it.
Love you. Thank you.
Last thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways. Take with you.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Bob. We'll go to Mike then. Yes, Bob.
Yesterday, awesome. Thank you for that. but one thing is rolling around in my head, and I understand it, but
Yep.
still struggling to a degree.
Okay.
And that is belief is key. How do we build belief?
We build belief by taking our light out from under the bushel basket. We can all believe that the world is safe and still be in a safe room. The world is safe. Yeah. Well, you're only in this big of a room. We have to go out and we have to test it. We have to test our belief. And when we don't have our belief, it's because we don't believe. So we have to go test it, right? How does a kid know a stove is hot? You can tell them all you want. The stove's hot, the stove's hot, the stove's hot. Don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. And until he touches it, he won't know. So until we test our belief to determine how strong it is, part of this is understanding our evidence file. We already have a very strong belief in a lot of things in our life. Why doesn't it cross over? Because the shame economy has told us, well, if you believe that, then life gets real easy. And if you show up that way, you're better. What, you're acting like you're better than us? That's really what it comes down to. We were taught our belief in daycare, in first grade, in second grade, in kindergarten. Everything I needed to know, I learned in kindergarten. We think it's always positive. No, all of the crap we learned in kindergarten too. That's my stuff. Share, just share. Just, what do you mean share? It's mine. I don't want to share. I have to give away. So in order for me to not be in trouble, to gain value, I got to give up what's mine. We were taught that in kindergarten. You were taught that with your cousins and nieces and nephews. That's why only kids, the only child, they seem like assholes and witches on broomsticks because they never had to share anything. So we live in a world where we have to share anything. And then once we got out of school, we got to go into business and we got to make our boss look good. And we got to go into coaching. We go into coaching and teaching swimming. And now we got to make the school look good. And we got to deal with parents. And why didn't my kid swim? And we got to deal with that. And we just keep giving and giving and giving. And the only way we get significance or to keep our job is to make everybody else feel good. And then when we get into personal undevelopment and we go, I'm going to be my champion and my goal. And your subconscious goes, have you seen yourself? You're a wreck and a half. But I have belief. Yeah. Until I tell you, you have no more belief. That's what your shame says.
So it's taking action to get the taking action.
Taking
and
action in small steps to confirm I'm safe. Why do people ask you to load their horse when you don't even know the horse? Because you have a belief that you know how to work with horses. It's a different horse. It's a thoroughbred. It's a pony. It's a this. It's a that. It's still a horse getting on a trailer. There's certain rules to follow, and you know the rules. Belief says I know the rules. And if you know the rules, the challenge is that we're playing with belief down here. We got to play with belief up here. I am a good human and I promise to do no harm. I don't care where you put me. You could put me through, you could say, you go load that horse. I will try to go load that horse. And I will try to go load that horse going, I don't know how to load a horse. If you said, I need you to load that horse, I'll do my best. I have a belief that I promise to do no harm. And I show up in a frequency and people will go, how did you do that? It's not how. It's never how. It's never how. And see, here's the signal cutting out again. It's never how. It's always the why. It's always the signal. And belief is signal. If you don't have belief, it's your signal's off.
So it's our energy and
That's it.
our
100%.
vibration.
100%. And if you show up scared, your signal's off. You could be the leader of all leaders. And if you show up scared, and I've showed up scared, I've showed up scared here some days going, I don't know what to talk about. Somebody give me a word. Farfignugan. Great. Well, I can teach on Farfignugan. How could you show up scared? You have all this skill, all this talent. I too am human.
Yeah. There are times that I got it, and there are times that I doubt myself.
So the challenge is we spend more time trying to figure out why we doubt ourselves than trying to figure out why we had it. We will study failure till the nth degree and never study success. Go back and study success. What happened before you had it? What happened?
Yeah.
What were you doing before you got it?
Bonus.
I promise
Yeah.
you, that's why I go see the sheep. I felt like Abraham this morning. I walked out into the sheep field. They were all in the main pen, and I walked in through from the road, and I said, "Good morning, everybody." And they went bah, bah, and they all came running out. Lily and McKinley still won't let me pet them unless I have food because they have rules. But everybody else came and stood around me, and I petted everybody. Axel and Teddy and Zorro and Anura and Ainsley, who up until last week, I would go to pet her and she'd be like a cat. She came up to me. She just literally walked up to me. I was sitting down. She walked up to me and she stuck her head on my chin. And I went, are you going to eat me? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. And she let me pet her, and I pet her, and she laid down next to me. I'm like, this is the best day ever.
There you go.
So it's signal, it's
Yeah.
belief. And so you have the greatest signal indicator known to man called animals.
Yeah.
So if you doubt, go hang around your animals. Go call your dog. Right? I walk into the bedroom to go put socks on. Molly comes in and jumps up on the bed. I'm like, what are you doing, you big galoot? She just comes in and she wants to be around me. Now, if I'm not there, she wants to be around mommy, around Michelle. But she just comes in and she has, that feeling when they're
Oh,
these
yeah.
dogs and they're just this clumsy, klutzy.
Our young shepherd is she's got more love in her than any animal I've ever
So
seen.
go
She's
spend
just
time
over
with
a
her.
year old and she is freaking amazing.
You spend time with her. Get down on the floor or have her jump up in your lap, whatever it is. And you
No, we
just
lost your
and-
sound.
testing 1, 2, 3.
I
1, 2,
lost your
3.
sound.
Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
There
Any
you
cool
are.
stuff?
There
Yeah,
you
We
are.
hear you.
so here's the thing. Go spend time with her and say
There you go.
and ask her. Say, give me my signal. Teach me my signal. And she may start licking you or do something that she doesn't normally do. But I promise you, the animals are my secret. I can't imagine not having an animal. I can't imagine not having that barometer of joy around me. Now, Molly is a puppy. She still eats everything. It's like every time you walk into a room, what's shredded? Like, was that important? What was that? So yeah, find your animals. And if not, go make one. Go buy one of those things that, I don't know, I'm sure they have them where you would have to feed it. Otherwise it would die,
Well,
digital animals.
don't need to do that. We got plenty of critters here to
Exactly.
feed.
I'm saying, but other people are like, well, I don't need it. I can't have a pet. Well, go get a bag of sugar and
There
draw
you
a
go.
smiley face on it.
There you are. Awesome.
Love it.
Love you. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Michael.
So I wanted to share something, and then I do need some help with my intention for today and tomorrow because so you see this building behind me
Yep.
right here? This was my lock screen for the past 5 years. It's the Porsche Tower,
Yep.
and it's just so cool to see. Like I see this building from my apartment balcony. I'm like 5 minutes from the beach, and it's just so cool to see it all come to fruition. So I come here to the beach sometimes just to be like, wow, I'm really here. Like it really does work. So that was what I wanted to share. Now, my question was this idea of relaxation because so I noticed my mind, I had a tough time yesterday with the day off, right? 4th of July. It was like, okay, we can't make calls today. We can't work today. And I just found myself studying the courses I have, right? Just
Right.
like always on go mode. And today and tomorrow, my intention is to really just what you say, do less and become more, so that when I come back to office on Monday and everything, I just have, full 110% energy. So any points on that could help, right? Where it's
Sure.
not, yeah.
The key is to, you don't have to relax your brain. You have to relax your learning. And you have to inspire your dreaming. When you talk to your clients, when you got your one sales and your bluebirds, it's because you allowed them a chance to brag,
Mhm.
right? You've heard me say that 1,000 times. They got to brag because they bought the program. They got to brag because they called you back, because they needed a new bragging story. So you're not in sales, you're in what Zig says, transference of enthusiasm, and transference of enthusiasm is giving me a reason to brag about something I've never done before. So in order for you to get that signal, you've got to do something you've never done before, which is
Mhm.
dream. And not write. You got to tell a story. You got to start telling stories in your mind. So now imagine, see this building behind me? I wanted to stay there. Now I own it. What happens? What's the story that all of a sudden, a decade from now, you own that building?
Yeah, yeah, that's why I come here to pretend as
Yeah,
if
but
I'm
no,
sitting here.
not pretend. Tell the story.
Oh.
Your energy doesn't know it's pretending. See, you set it up as pretending, and that's now a signal of pretending.
Okay,
What would
so tell
happen if
the
you're 35 and you own the building?
okay, okay, I got you. So tell the story. Okay, I own this building. I actually own the lot, right?
Yeah, it's a triple net lease. You own everything underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah,
who did you meet to do that? What party were you at that you found out that you could buy the building? You could buy the property.
yeah, there's a
'Cause
very
it's
likely chance I can be at some place where I just
not
met with.
likely. Not likely. See how your brain is diluting it? You were
Uh-huh.
you were at a party. You got an invite. You're like, I didn't even want to go to the party, and all of a sudden, I now own the land.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
See
Yeah,
the change? See the
I do
shift?
see, yeah, I do see how my brain was diluting it.
Well, your brain is trying to figure out the engineering side of it, trying to figure out the process. There is no process. You just got to tell the story. You have when you expand this side of your brain, this side of the story side, the flowery side, the comfortable side, the flowing side versus the this and that and this and A and E equal B and C, and if A equals C, C must equal B, and all
Mhm.
the logic. Throw the logic out and start to throw the dream in.
Yeah, you're right about that because that's how I got here, right? There was no logic behind it. Someone reached out to me for this, and within 2 weeks I was down here. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I couldn't logically find the how from home in PA to here.
Yep.
But it just happened, and it happened in a
Because
matter of
why
2
did it
weeks
happen? Why did it happen?
because of the signal I was sending out
Yes.
every day.
So now rather than trying to rebuild the oscilloscope, right? The oscilloscope is that thing that has the waves on it. Just go tell a story. See how long you can tell a story about buying the building or meeting you know how I met my bride? You know how the two of us met? Don't talk as if, well, when I do meet, no, it's done. Everything you're about to go do is done. That could happen. No, it happened. Your brain doesn't know the difference. And if you give it an out, you're out.
Okay.
See, you've been giving your customers an out, and they took it until you had the shift. You didn't give them an out. You told them a story. You want out? That's your problem. I ain't letting you out. I ain't letting you off the hook. That's the difference. That's when you own your shit. I am not letting you off the hook. You want to get off? That's fine. You know how hard it is? You ever try to get yourself off your own hook?
What do you mean by that? I'm not letting you off the hook.
Now, you know, when you've said, well, yeah, I don't know. And I said, but if you did know, what would you know? I ain't letting you off the hook. You are going to get to the answer of this. You are going to have a new story. I am not letting you off the hook with this old story. You want the old story? Then don't come here again. But if you show up here, I am not letting you off the hook.
Okay. So
So
I'm still a little bit uncertain.
So you want this new story?
Yes.
Great. And you're trying to do it logically. It ain't gonna work. You already have enough evidence. So I would encourage you to go back and read your evidence file of how the hell you got here.
Okay. I have that right on my phone. So I can definitely do that.
It wasn't in 2 weeks. It was 2 years previous work. It took you 2 years to finally get the frickin' signal right.
Yeah.
Now, you've been doing this for 6 months. It finally took you 5 months to get the signal right. That's a hell of a that's a ton faster than ever before. You went from
Okay.
2 years to get to Miami and now 5 months to get the signal so you can stay in Miami.
Mhm.
You got evidence, dude. You got evidence. But
Yeah.
how did it work? You will never know how it worked. Did it work? Yes. Then I would just say that it works when I get there. You won't know how it worked. Because if you did, it won't work. So Bob Proctor said this, and it was, I forget who quoted it. I'm trying to see if my Science of Getting Rich book is here. He said, it's something to the effect of, those who are prepared for the world are perfectly in a position for a world that no longer exists. Those who are prepared for the world are in a perfect position for a world that no longer exists. Isn't that cool? Freeze,
Mhm.
baby. So you are trying to get perfectly prepared for a world that's going to change tomorrow. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh gosh, I was ready for this, but it's a whole new this.
Mhm.
So flow, baby. You got to get in the flow. You said yes in 2 weeks to something you would have never made. You would have never, okay, impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I totally agree with you on the flow, right? And
Well,
so,
guess
so
what? Tell me you don't agree and watch what I say.
I
give
don't
a
know.
shit. I don't give a shit.
I don't agree with you on the flow.
Truth is truth. You don't have to believe it's the only way it works, baby.
Now, I'm with you, right? So you're right. Now, there's this thing though where I'll be in the flow state. Like that's all I seek in the morning. Like I love my mornings because I'm just massive flow, did my gratitude, did my goals, and it's
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
And then throughout the day, right, I go from flow to okay, now I'm mechanical, right?
Yep.
My brain shifts over to the mechanical side and I just want to be in that flow where I'm light and loose because I just know.
So you're good at lying.
What do you mean? Okay.
Well, you lie in the morning that you're in flow. You're not in flow. You tell yourself you're in flow so you can have the pain of crossing over to the mechanical. You never left the mechanical. You're doing mechanical flow.
Yeah.
You just lie in the morning. I'm in flow. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I got good posture. That's not flow. If you and your posture and your tie knot is right, that's not flow. You lie, you're in flow. Oh,
Okay.
my whole world is collapsing in front of me now.
Okay.
And you can't maintain flow. If you were in flow, there's no way you get out of flow. You were mechanical flow that eventually you couldn't keep up the charade and you wound up being your true self. Your true self is where you are at the end of the day, not at the beginning of the day. But I have to set my intentions. Mechanically, you do that. You're good at that.
Mhm.
Asshole. I hate Sean. This is what I really hate, Sean.
Yeah. Well, I want to figure this out.
Okay, so there's no figuring. How do you get into flow? Do you have shoes on or sandals? What do you have on?
I have flip-flops on, but my feet are in the sand.
Excellent. I want you to take your left big toe and I want you to see if you can count the sand. Just with the sand, with the pieces of sand, what do you call it? Grains of sand under your toe. See if you can just imagine counting the same grains of sand under your toe. Not looking, don't lift it up. Just wiggle it a little bit and see if you can feel the grains of sand. Do you feel the sand?
Like,
not the grains. Do you feel the sand? Do you feel all the
yeah.
sand together? Okay,
No,
that's your mechanical. Your flow is understanding the one grain of sand that's there. Isn't there just one grain of sand there, but there's a bunch of one grains? Are all of the grains together or are they separate?
I mean, they feel together.
Yeah, but they feel together, but aren't they in fact separate?
They're in fact separate.
They're in fact separate. That's flow. When you can go from everything is the same to the individual grain of sand, that's flow. Well, how do I do that? There is no how. It's just a being. Now, move your foot and underneath your toe, grab a pinch of sand.
Okay.
Reach down and grab a pinch of sand.
with my big toe.
With
Yeah.
your no, with your hand, with your hand. Reach.
Uh,
I want you to reach down and grab some sand.
Okay.
Oh, this is inconvenient. Yeah, this is flow. Now,
Huh.
I want you to kind of just see if you can drop that. Kind of take it like this and just drop those grains of sand in your hand. However many wind up in your hand. Can you count them? How many grains of sand are there? Just see if you can count how many grains of sand are there. There's probably a bunch, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. See, are you worried about tomorrow when you're counting the sand?
No.
No, that's flow, baby. Oh, but I got to do something. You have to undo, shithead. I love you. I am so proud of you. You have gone so far, so fast. You have done the unimaginable. You have done so much with so little. You're now qualified to do the impossible with nothing, literally. You need to count those grains of sand. And set your intention in counting the grains of sand, saying, what if every grain of sand was a new customer? What would I say to that customer? Do you follow up with your customers at all, or is it,
Yeah.
thank you, man.
I sent 4th of July text, and I do follow up. I send
So
them
you
videos.
you want to change the rules? Do a handwritten note.
I can do that. We have handwritten notes in the office.
Oh wow! How many have you sent out?
I haven't done any.
Wow, dumbass! How many times have you heard me talk about? I became one of the top leading salespeople in the largest oil refinery in the Northern Hemisphere because I wrote a thank you card to the plant manager, and he knew it. Every time I went, I never did them for a year. He finally said, he told the security guard that there was a note on the security station at the main entrance of Hess. When Sean Murphy shows up, tell him I want to see him. I thought I was in trouble. John Pullis. And I went and I said, Mr. Pullis, I'm here to see you because you have to get an appointment 2 weeks in advance. He left a note that said, when Sean Murphy shows up, tell him to come to my office. I'm like, oh, shnikes. I went to his office. I waited. He came out of a board meeting with the head of all of Hess, people from Jersey, people from, and he came out and he said, I want to see you, young man. Now the guy was probably 40 years old. I'm 30 years old. It's not like I was a kid. And he sat down and he had the card, the most recent card on his desk. He said, this is you, right? I said, well, that's a card I sent. Yes, sir. He said, do you know that you're the only one who ever has sold in this plant that does this? He said, I needed to see if you were going to be consistent. He said, I know when you leave, and I talk to people and they tell me exactly, and I know exactly what you're doing in this. I don't know other vendors, what they're doing. I know what you're doing because you tell me. And I'm like, this is BS. Nobody does this. I said, should I keep doing it? I know that seems like not an. He says, no, please keep doing it. He said, and if you ever need me, you come to my office. You do not need an appointment. Because I know that if I'm going to talk to you, it's going to be a 2-minute conversation unless I make it longer. I said, yes, sir. And from that moment on, my business changed forever in that plant. They gave me Hess overall coveralls, the Romex fire suits. I got a Hess helmet. I didn't ask for any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because I did the easy. It's easy to write a card. So easy not to. So here's
Right.
how I would encourage you to get in flow. Look at those grains of sand. Now, here's what I would do. How many people have you actually sold? How many clients do you have in total, if you were to guess?
I would guess 15.
Okay.
15.
You ready for this? You ready for this visual? I want you to put 50. You don't have to do it now, but later when we're done, put 15 grains of sand in your hand.
Okay.
And when you do that, count 15. 15 grains. And now look what God has put in front of you. Just this beach, which you can see. The potential of people God wants you to serve. Not sell, serve. Not them buy $100 million, serve. You got 15.
Mhm.
Get in flow. You got a lot of people to go serve.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. It's on one finger. Now, here's the thing. Here's where you're truly getting the flow. I get to go serve all of these.
Hmm.
Feel the difference?
Yeah,
No, you don't. That answer
I
was a
don't.
mechanical. Yeah.
I don't feel it. Yeah. Say the question again.
Love you. Love you. I love that this is the vulnerability you're willing to share with me. If you got to serve all of these people, what do you think would change in your life? How many of those
Well,
people do you think are absolutely gazillionaires, yet they need Michael Music's energy? Because they're missing. They don't have you, dude. That's the thing. When you get into flow, you realize you don't have me. It may sound arrogant. Listen, I'm cool. I know what I know. I know what I'm good at. And I know what I'm willing to learn. But you can't take me out of my game. How am I? Outstanding. You can't take me out of my game. I don't. Oh, the sheep got out. Somebody died. I'm outstanding. You do not get permission
Mhm.
to take me out of my game.
Yeah.
And that is the secret of all secrets. You don't. Once you find your game, you change the rules. You want to interact with me? These are the rules. You don't get permission to piss me off. I have to give that to you. You don't get permission to make me poor. I have to give that to you. The state of Pennsylvania didn't keep you in Pennsylvania. Miami welcomed you with open arms. Miami didn't make you suffer. You suffered. You gave Miami permission to make you. I don't know why I moved. This is and now it's good. It's better. But oh, it was so tough, and I don't know why am I. You're giving it permission. What you talk about, you talk about. Don't tell me where you've been. Tell me where you're going. You can. That's all right. Leave the glasses down. I know
Yeah.
you want to show me in your eyes. I appreciate that. Thank you for honoring and respecting. But I'm telling you, keep the glasses down.
Yeah, it's just the sun really
Yeah,
came out, right?
the squinting's a little much.
Yeah.
So what'd you learn? What'd you like?
So I learned it just brings you back to the now, right? There's like these moments of the now that I experience.
Mm-hmm. Mechanically.
Yeah. And when I do, right, like you said, tomorrow doesn't matter. Thinking about, tracking your progress to the end of the month doesn't matter. It's like,
Well, it does with the bigger picture. Don't just
yeah.
track it to track it. Track it to say, I need more grains of sand. How do I get to serve more grains of sand? Now, here, do this while we're still on the phone. Just reach down and pick up a handful of sand that it just flows out of your hand, but there's still a pile there. What would happen if those were your Grant Cardone customers? You'd be running
Yeah.
the freaking show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can you hold them all? Can you serve them all? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Feel the difference. Now your brain is mechanically going, I don't know what to do. Just breathe in and imagine. And then as you slowly dump it, imagine the stories of generational wealth that you helped create in all those families.
Mm-hmm.
The kids who send you a card because their dad talked about you. The kids who finally get to meet you at your customer party that you have on the penthouse of the building behind you, if that's where you wanted to have it. And you say, bring your families. We're going to all be at the beach.
Mm.
Tell a different story. Tell a better story. Tell a story of story, not of mechanics.
Yeah, that's the secret right there. So what I can do right now is I have my references. They're with me all the time.
Yep.
I'm going to go through those and remind myself as I chill on the beach of all the good things that I've done to even make it here, right?
Yep.
Even since the last time I've done it, there's at least thousands of good things I've done
Right?
since living on my own, right? And then just a reminder of just telling the story of what it is like when I do own this lot, what it's like when everything that I wish for it does come true, because it literally happened. It happened so many times. So it works. It's true. It's not made up. It's real.
So is it okay that the truth is right?
Yeah.
That's where your dilemma is, right and wrong, the mechanical, yes or no. Truth is truth. And the truth is you did this. And you're trying to figure out how you did it, and you'll never figure out how you did it because you'll miss the next truth. You're
Mhm.
here. You're physically there. You're on the beach. You're in Miami. This is where you said you wanted to be. You thought it was going to be a different vehicle.
Yeah.
Vehicles don't matter. Truth matters. I'm going to be in Miami in front of this building. I don't care how I got here. Hook, crook, I got here. And I got here
Yeah.
and you got here because you bring value. It was a perceived value when they said, come, you're on a trial. You started to produce. You didn't produce as value as fast as you wanted to. And they said, you got to up your value, and you upped your value. And now you're sitting here on a day off trying to figure out, am I valuable? I think you missed the point. And you now realize that, oh my God, my evidence file of living on my own is 1,000 times more. I'd go start adding to it. And I'd add the energy, not the mechanics.
Yeah, yeah. That's so true. That's so true. The energy of doing it again, because I can feel like my apartment energy is so much different than what it was like at home. Because it's like
Yeah.
I created this energy in the apartment, and it's almost magical actually. Like for me, at least, it feels like true peace or
So when
magic.
somebody asks you when the shift happened, I would encourage you, take home a pocket full of sand. And yes, it'll be messy at the apartment, and your brain's already freaking out, going, oh my God, it's going to get on the floor, and it's put it in a glass till you put it in a jar and say, this is how many clients I wanted to have with in 2025. This was the dream I had of, I wanted every grain of sand to be a loving client of mine
Hmm.
in my world. And somebody's
Yeah.
gonna go, what? Yeah, hey, I can't explain it to you. This was the moment it changed for me. I had 15. Now I have thousands and generational wealth I'm creating.
Yeah.
Because
I'll do that.
listen
I'll do that.
carefully. Nobody buys the Grant Cardone program for themselves, do they? They are the vehicle through which they use it to do what? Take
Help
care of
others.
others.
Yeah.
That's the story. Your story is, this program is for you. You're the one that raised your hand. The results of this program is for everybody you love. Tell me who's going to benefit most from you purchasing this program.
Do you want me to say that to you right
No,
now?
I'm saying,
Okay.
I want you to start to think, what if that was part of the dialogue? I know it's not the
Yeah.
script.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. And even having that thought when I'm selling on the phone, like not only is this person getting help, but who are they going to help when they get this information?
Because the person they're going to help are the same ones that are going to say, have you lost your mind?
Mhm.
And your job is to help them come up with a new sales story for those that they love and who now think they've lost their mind. You spent $8,000. Are you nuts?
Mhm.
So your job is my job. My daddy always said, the person you're selling can never buy. They have to sell it to somebody else. And your job is to to teach them how to sell it to somebody else.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing. Well, give me one sec. The sun's really coming out. So let me
It's
just
good.
spray some sunscreen.
Yeah. Michael from Pennsylvania who burns.
Yeah, no, you got to be careful. I got sunburnt once just getting out of my car going into the building. So
Remind me to send you some sunscreen that David Bentliff, the people we bought the property from, you know them, David and Rita.
yeah.
He got a patent on a sunscreen that's nanotechnology, that's
Mhm.
actually on a wipe that I'm Irish, right? So I can burn just by saying the word sun. Put it on, and out in the sun all day long on the mower, never even got any red. Not even
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, it is phenomenal sunscreen. It's nanotechnology. It's incredible. So,
Yeah, I would love that because I'm a little bit like you, Sean. Man, me and this Miami sun is
oh yeah, Miami. Now you go down into even Latin America, it's a different sun. It's like this isn't hot, and you turn into this little black crispy thing.
yeah, yeah. That's just okay. We got that
Yes.
out of the way. I'm
Yep.
glad I put that on.
So now just start thinking about it. When you go back, bring some sand back with you.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Will do, will do. Well, thank you
Love it.
for this. These are
You're
great
welcome.
reminders. And I'm gonna make the most out of this day. So
Now, here's the other thing. This is a mindset story. There was a guy, there's a 20-year-old and an 80-year-old standing on the boardwalk down by the beach.
mhm.
And of course, this is a guy thing. So a beautiful woman walks by in her bikini, and the 20-year-old looks at her and goes, wow. The 80-year-old looks at her and goes, wow. Why does the 80-year-old look at her and go, wow? She's beautiful, but he's not 80 when he's looking at her. He's 20 again. I say that to say, whatever you are looking at, you are that age. Whatever frequency you are looking at, you are that frequency. And if you are showing up in mechanics, can only see in mechanics. If you're showing up in flow, you can only see flow. So look at the flow of what you're doing, not the mechanics of what you're doing. You really want to get into flow? Go watch the ocean as it's cresting, because it's little waves coming in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Watch them. That's flow. Tell the ocean, I need bigger waves. It ain't ready. It ain't time for bigger waves. We are always in flow though.
Hmm. Yeah. No, the ocean's beautiful right
It's
now.
gorgeous, I bet.
I can't see my screen because it's so sunny right now, but I would flip my camera and show you. I guess we can
There
do
you go.
that.
Nice
There.
job. Look at you, you mechanical engineer. You know how to turn your phone around. You rocket genius.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Awesome.
awesome.
All right.
All right,
I'm
brother.
going in the water.
Thanks. Enjoy.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Ask the water to teach you flow. I know that's serious.
No, I
man.
will. I will.
Yeah. Ask the water, teach me flow.
Yep. That will be a great lesson. I believe
Love it.
that, right?
I love it.
Bye,
Go enjoy.
everyone. Love y'all.
Let's go to Serbia, or no, Romania. I don't know where he's at now. Hey, AJ.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr.
Hey,
305.
can y'all see me?
Yes.
I think it's enough lighting in here.
Yes.
Man, Sean Ski, what a weekend, man. What a 24 hours it's been. How's it going? How are you?
Outstanding over here.
Outstanding. I saw that you got the message from
did.
DHL Romania.
I did.
I just want you to know, and people at home, that I rented out one of those Lime scooters, right?
Dumbass. Oh, wait a second. No, tell the story.
Yes, sir. So rented out one of those Lime scooters and drove around Bucharest to find DHL. Apparently, they have certain DHLs they only receive and certain DHLs only send. And I didn't know this, so
I
was
wouldn't
kind of
know that
running.
either.
I had no idea, so I ended up running around Bucharest, just finding DHL points. And as I was riding the thing towards one, uh, my phone rang, and I wanted to see who it was. Pulled out my phone, and I lost control of the scooter, and I fell down in the grass, and the whole street was laughing at me. Okay, there's like 100 Romani people in their car just laughing at me because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to ride the thing with one hand and look at my phone in the other.
Right.
So broke my ass out there, kind of bruised my elbow and my ankles and whatnot, and finally wiped the dirt out of my clothing, and finally, for the love of God, found a DHL post, and they accepted it. They sent it. It should arrive to your place later next week.
Yep.
Now on to the main course. Today, I mean, what a day. Finally, after 5 years as well. So by the way, this guy that teaches me trading, my trading mentor, there's probably a gap of between, I'd say, less than a month back in 2020 when I found out about him versus when I found out about you.
Wow.
So I'm just still in shock. I'm just still in just a lot of emotions. I gave notice to what you said to me recently, which was that you told a story about raising your hand up, right? And then so the person asks a group of people to raise their hand up, and they do. And then he says, "Well, why don't you raise it the highest you can?" And then you see all the people kind of correcting how much they put their hand up. And today, when it came down to exercises, because this was a live event, um, I did not even raise my hand. I just stood up when he said, "Do we have any volunteers?" I just stood up and started walking to the stage. And he was like, "Okay." So go on the stage, give my analysis of the trade. I had to do a trade breakdown, did the analysis, did everything. Luckily, the trade went my way. It was a profitable exercise. And I said, "Thank you for the opportunity." I said, "Thanks everybody." They started clapping, and I shook the guy's hand, and he said, "That was a confident appearance." And I said, "Thank you." And I kind of stuttered a bit. And I was like, "Oh, wow, wow, awesome." Um, we were wrapping the event up, and the other guy that's in charge of this guy's content creation, marketing, whatever, right? This guy is kind of like a one-man show, this guy. And he says, we have exit interviews. It's gonna be simple, just a couple questions. Do you want to do that? So he asked me versus I was sitting there and people were asking him, could I maybe make an appearance? And then maybe two or three people came on, and then he turned to me and he said, "Oh, you come over here." I'm like, "What's up?" He says, "Would you do an interview?" I said, "Sure, yeah, awesome." I sent a picture in the group chat, um, and I was like, "Wow, man, this is just great." And as we were taking an Uber back to the Airbnb, I was like, "Man, what a 24-hour period, man! What a month, what a year, what a life, you know?" And really, I I was real happy about this. I'm not gonna lie, I was real happy about the event. Now looking at it from this point of view, I'm like, this is just great, man. This is just perfect, you know. And I'm really looking forward to maybe redoing that 101 next week since we got cut out with the Zoom previous time. Because I feel as if there's this whole new level that got unlocked today.
Sure.
It has a lot to do with my finance pillar, obviously trading, yet somehow it also has a lot to do with all of my other pillars. Because, today I was looking at the guy, looking at people around me. Um, Silky said, "Do you own a suit?" I'm like, I have a closet full of shirts and suits. I just don't wear them anymore because I can't fit in them. And and I'm a lot more casual, let's say in the past 2 years. But looking at him, because the guy's in good shape, and looking at him, looking at some other people came in shirts, I was like, God damn it, man, if I remembered immediately that before when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, just coming up, I always wore shirts and suits. And I remember that I was feeling so special because I was the only kid in the block who's 19 who's wearing shirts, right? So it had to do with my body pillar. It had to do with my society pillar. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. We had conversations. The guy even signed my journal as well. So my work journal. I asked him to sign it. He did. We took a couple of pictures, and so it had to do with my society. Had to do a lot with my mind pillar. Because during one of the breaks, he said, "If anybody wants to ask me a question, here I am." Now, mind you, this is an observation I made thanks to you. everybody went out there and they had a smoke, they had a cigarette, they went out for lunch, whatever. There's only a small selected group of people that stayed there, and even a smaller group of people that actually asked them something. Everybody was asking some basic questions about trading and whatnot. And I was standing right next to him, and I turned around and I'm like, "Can I ask a question?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And I said, "Can you tell me more about the mental game of business?" And he was like, "Whoa, what do you mean?" And I said, "Sure, this is trading stuff. Sure, it's great. I was wondering, could I pick your brain about the mental side of business? You know, when a deal goes bust, or when a deal goes through, or when there's a challenge, or when there's an obstacle, or when there's a huge win, and so on and so forth. So, what's the mental thing that kind of goes around behind the scenes?" And he started talking, and I could see that he really got passionate about the answer, which in return made me very happy because I was the one to ask the question. And I noticed that nobody else asked in anything of the sort. You know, they were all focused on trading. And I'm like, okay, sure, this guy made a lot of money in trading, but he's in a lot of other businesses. He's in real estate, he just launched like 3 or 4 businesses in the last year. I was like, I want to know how does this guy perceive things that go around. He also lost a lot of weight, so on and so forth, right? So I asked him a question. He was like, "Wow, okay." So I got better at asking questions, which was one of the things we talked about a lot at the ranch. So just, to sum it all up, I mean, what a week. I'm just incredibly grateful for the opportunities I'm getting every day. And I'm really certain that some good stuff is gonna happen out there for me. So
I love it.
wanna thank you.
Ready for the upgrade?
Yes, sir, always.
So it took you 5 years to get to here,
Yeah.
but how long did it take you to get to here?
Oh, it was just a day. I mean, it was just like a couple of hours, I think.
And at some point, the here started to cascade, started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. At what point did the here start? When was the now of this is cool? When did that start? Oh, figures he got locked up. Or did I get locked up? I got locked up. Hang on.
You got locked up. I can't.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, and I can see you. Good.
Okay, so cool. So this took 5 years to get to here. This here actually took 24 hours. When was the moment that the here started?
I would say when I decided to go.
Okay. So when you decided to go, did you plan on walking in front of the room and doing a trade?
No.
So
No.
then what gave you permission to do that? Because that wasn't part of here, but that made the here much better.
Well, he said, "Do we have anyone up for grabs?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, this is it."
So now the question is what are you up for grabs for? Here. You're up for grabs for here. You wanted to improve
Oh,
the
okay.
here. You didn't worry about the strategy. You were worried about the state. See, the here starts with state. You want to know, here's the great news. This could have happened in a year. It took you 5 years to undo yourself to get to here.
Yeah.
That's all it took. So now the question is, oh my God, I'm here like Michael. I'm here. It works. How do I take the next 5 years and collapse it down to 5 months? All it is frequency. All it is signal. Imagine it this way. From here to 5 years out, you've got to create a certain amount of volume of your signal to attract the 5-year future you. Yes? Do you realize you attracted the 5-year future you in 24 hours? Because you could yell 24 hours out, "I'm going." You didn't plan on walking up. You didn't plan on asking him a question that blew his mind. You didn't ask him a question that made other people go, "Shit, I wish I'd have asked that." You didn't ask to do an exit interview. They asked you. That's signal. So do you want to have to yell 5 years into the future, or do you want to bring the 5 years within the next 5 months? And that's signal. DMP, in the next 5 years, I plan to do this. Say it every day, it collapses it to 5 months. That's signal.
BT dubs, two things.
Yes.
BT dubs. So this question/answer thing happened during the first break. After the break, we came back, and then he said we're gonna do an exercise, blah blah. So there's a guy that comes up before me, and here's the thing that happened before I stood up. There was a point during the first set of the event where I think he asked something, and I kind of hesitated and then raised my hand, and a guy sitting right next to me in the next row just stood up and he gave the answer. And then it got me thinking. I was like, well, this is the thing. And then I remembered your story. So I knew the next time that opportunity comes, I'm going to be the first one. I don't care that I've been at this for 5 years, because this is the basics. But I learned better that we don't stack up. We trying to make the basics perfect first. And I was like, okay. So the next opportunity came. I did the thing. As I was approaching the stage, he looked at me. He was like, Alex, right? I'm like, yeah. And there's 100 people in the room from all around. Romani people. There's people from
So you are outstanding.
There's people from Austria, Germany. There's people from India. There's people from all over the place. And he was like, Alex, right? I'm like, yeah. I was like, oh, shit, man, he remembers my name. And we do the thing. Afterwards, we go out there, and I'm like, wow, man, this is just great. And then the second thing is, almost forgot. Second thing, today was my first ever stage appearance. It was my first time talking on stage in an event.
Wow.
And crazy enough, it's my first event. Apart from the range, I mean, but that was kind of like a more private setting. So this was like 100 people out there. So this is my first event ever and my first appearance on stage. And the comment so the feedback I received from the guy is that this was a confident appearance. And I gotta say that I kind of love being on stage. Okay,
it's the greatest place in the world.
Kind of loved it. Kind of want to do it again. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to share that with you because I'm just exploding from excitement, and I'm really looking forward to some things now. So
congratulations. So
what's going
to be your reward for doing this?
Oh, I'm gonna journal my ass off, man. I think I'm gonna be running out of ink.
What's going to be your reward? That's journaling. What's going to be your reward? What's the little thank you get to tell your nervous system? Hey, here's what you get for going to your first event. Here's what you get for standing on stage. I don't care if it's a coffee or a drink, but you have to now set the standard. This is a big thing to not reward it. Your nervous system's going to go, doesn't matter. We do all this crazy shit and we don't get nothing. We get nothing. We're waiting for some future point to where who knows what the hell it's going to be. You got to reward yourself today. I don't care if you go, I don't care. It's got to be something. Go this, and you have to tell your nervous system, this is my reward for showing up, for standing up, and for having a conversation and asking a damn good question. I deserve this. This is my reward. And your body's going to go, oh, okay. So we get rewarded like in the now, not 10 years from now when we're going to have the house or this, that, or the other, or the girl. No, now. Reward yourself for now. Michael's going into the water for now.
I actually think that my Starbucks mocha, which is my favorite, is just on its way now because they ordered it for me. So we're gonna see about that.
When you take a picture of it. Take a picture.
Oh yeah.
and take a picture of it and for you and have it on your phone going, this is, you want me to show you the reward? And when you're on stage the next time, pull up the slide. You want me to show you the reward I gave myself? The award I got for what? It was the Starbucks coffee mocha that I got. That's how I rewarded myself. Because I did the unthinkable. I did the unseen. I did the unknown, and I needed to reward well, you can get a Starbucks anytime. No. That was the reward for that event. That Starbucks coffee mocha will never, ever exist again. When that shows up at your door, it will never, ever show up at that door again the same way. That is the most prized possession, treated as if it was platinum, gold, you name it, the crown jewels. This is your reward. And then when you put your body in that state and in that energy of receiving this as this is the gift to says, I did it. I'm on my way. I can reward myself along the way.
That's great stuff. And the reason why I'm telling you all this is because I am super duper thankful and grateful that okay, I know you're gonna kind of toss it away, so I'm gonna say this.
I'm not gonna
amend
toss
my
it away.
statement.
I'll receive it. I'll just remind you.
No. You always kind of toss it back. So what I want to say, let me change my statement. So what I want to say is that I want to thank you for putting me through the work that helps me be prepared for stuff like this. And even on the offset chance that I miss the first opportunity, the very first, as in the first question that appeared, I'm immediately kind of able to recalibrate and just go at it again and then use the next one, and I do. So I want to thank you for making me do the work.
Well, and that now to when you missed the now to the next now was shorter than 24 hours. I just want you to see how you're compressing time. You understand the now. He nowed it. You didn't now it. You wanted to now it. The next time you didn't now it, you got up and nowed it. You got up and walked out. That's how fast this goes when you're that sure. And yes, I put you through the hard work because this is what I prepare you for. This was easy. It was effortless. It was effortless.
Yeah.
For everybody else, it wasn't effortless. I prepare you to have a life of effortlessness. Oh, it'll be work. You had to get there, go to Romania, buy the ticket, get the room, the Airbnb. That's effort. The moment of joy is always effortless. The moment of joy is always a sunset, effortless, sunrise, effortless, kiss, effortless, being told, Alex, effortless. Did you have to remember your name? No.
For a second, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm Alex."
Me,
Yeah,
me, Alex.
Yeah.
You teacher, me, Alex. Yes.
yeah. I was like, "God damn, man!"
Congratulations. And being able to share it with me makes me very proud, and I get more excited. I'm probably more excited than you are because I know what's coming.
That's even better. That's the part that's still kind of surreal, which is that it was all just composed perfectly, because there was a small chance I was gonna miss the entirety of this conversation.
Yep.
Because we were like, do we want to go here or whatever? And I'm like, you know what? Let me just go back to the room. And I opened up YouTube on my phone. I remembered, oh yeah, because Romania is 1 hour ahead of Belgrade. So the call here starts even later, right? So I was like, oh yeah, they have a call. Let me just jump on. Let me tell all this to Sean. And I was like, hold on a second. As Michael was talking, I was like, hold on. I just wrapped up an event, which is huge for me. And then how it all perfectly got synced that I get to tell my other mentor about the stuff that happened. And I was like, oh yeah, we're getting on, baby. So thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome. Congratulations. And this is the beginning. That Starbucks, just have so much fun. Talk to the Starbucks. Tell it why it's here. Really, you need to express it in a verbal language, whether it's English or Serbian or whatever other 17 languages you speak, but express it. Tell it why it showed up. Tell it how it showed up. Give it significance, because it'll literally change the chemical makeup of the coffee and it'll taste like none you've ever had before. It literally will. If Massimo Emoto says you can put a label on the outside of of a jar of water and change the makeup of the water. You too can talk to coffee, which is mostly water, and change the makeup of it and absolutely cause it to heal and inspire you and excite you. It's crazy. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Last thoughts, comments, questions? Jane had put a comment. I'm 1,000% capable in my pharmaceutical. How do I become 1,000% capable in my network marketing? Don't do network marketing. Do pharmacy through the ability of service using a vehicle called network marketing. Go write prescriptions for people. Help them understand what's the prescription, where's their sickness, where's their pain. Don't try to do network marketing. 98% of the people suck at network marketing. Don't do network marketing. Go do you. I do me. I don't do network marketing. I do me. If I did network marketing, I'd have to implode. I would explode. I would have tumors everywhere in my body because it's just so not natural. First year cost me 80 grand to figure out I ain't a network marketer. So don't go do network marketing. Go do you. Go do the loving, caring. I love to talk to people. I love to answer their questions. Don't do network marketing. Network marketing sucks. It does. They companies get sued for network marketing. Go do human nature. Go do your human being. Go do you. If you're 1,000% capable in your pharmaceutical skills, go be 1,000% confident in your ability to serve people. That's all you do as a pharmacist. You get to do it in a way that most people never get to do. You get to heal them. Just go, you're 1,000% successful in healing. Go heal people. Ask them, where's your pain right now? What's your financial pain? What's your emotional pain? And listen, we try to come up with answers. Nobody's got an answer. I don't have an answer. I've been doing this for 4 decades. I don't have any answers. I got a lot of questions. Why do I want to do that? Great. What do you want to do? Well, I want to do this. Great. Then start there. Pick 2 ways to get started and go do it. I got no answers. But if you got skills and capabilities, then just go use those skills and capabilities here. Go use it to serve people. Don't do network marketing. That's the shame. Network marketing is the shame model. Network marketing is providing a value of providing a service or a product or a treatment to somebody. That's service. You happen to get paid in a network marketing compensation model. That's compensation. I can go teach it to 10 people and have 10 people get 10 people. I get leverage. That's called leverage. That's not network marketing. It's called leverage. Anyone else? Last thoughts, comments?
Hey,
Yes.
just quickly, I
Yes.
just found the solution. Let me turn this thing on. Okay. So, you said that I want to capture this moment.
Yep.
Well, what better thing to do and more out of the box versus having the coffee thing from
There you go.
Starbucks into my journal.
Yep. Add that into your journal and then have a photo, because here's what you love stage. And so everything you want to take a picture of now, imagine it being a backdrop on the stage and you tell a story about it.
Oh, yeah.
So I would take a picture of the coffee either on the table or out the window, what it looks like out your window in Romania. This is a Romanian Starbucks. Have you all ever had a Romanian Starbucks? They are amazing. My life changed with this Romanian Starbucks. And that's all telling the story now going, the hell is a Romanian Starbucks? Well, it's a Starbucks. I was in Romania when my life changed. 5 years. It took me 24 hours to understand a 5-year journey can happen in 24 hours. See, I'm all about the story.
And it's like 3 times cheaper than the US Starbucks.
There you go.
Because the Grande Mocha in Chicago I had like every day, it was like $11 or whatever. And this is like 3. so
I'm coming
yeah.
to Romania.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Congratulations. But see, we throw these labels away. We throw these stickers, these receipts away. Now it's in a journal. Now it's a story. Now it becomes life. We throw so many things away in our world that's just absolutely life. And we skip over it. We miss it because we got to be someplace else. I got to be there and I got to be here. You missed the now. The thing came to the door. He got delivered the Starbucks. a stories sell, facts tell. Anyone else? Last thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways? What'd you learn? What'd you like? Something running around in that brilliant brain of yours? Okay. I took away the password, so we'll come here Monday, and then Monday I'll send everybody over to the my Kartra page, which you have the link, and I'm gonna put it out in emails and in texts again over the weekend between today and Monday. So you can go there directly. I'm gonna come here just in case anybody's here, and then I'll be over there probably 6:05. But you can go there, right? And I'll probably, and maybe I'll open it up on my phone, because you can't open it up on the same screen when it uses Zoom. It sucks up the whatever's necessary, the thing, and it's anyway. So yes, so Monday we're going to switch over. So if you want to go there, if you've already got it, go there. It'll say waiting for host to let you in. And I'll come here, and then that Monday will probably be the last day we do here.
Could you drop it here one more time, or should we just wait?
What's that?
Could you drop the link here, or should we just wait?
I'll drop it again, and I'll
Thank
put it
you.
again. So let me open it up. Because if you ask, I want to make it easy to do business with me.
So Sean, we're not gonna come
Oh.
to the SGM one anymore?
No, because that's 200 a month, and that my Kartra, I'm already paying 200 a month. So, and we're not using this for that way. And I realized I can go set up my own page inside of Kartra with all of the different links. So it
Awesome.
won't look any different for you.
Really
But
different.
it's different on the backside of the way I've set it up through
There's
my
the
Zoom.
coffee.
Kartra.
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Kartra
And
login.
I want to give a huge shout out to my neighbor Lois. She's just great. I'm just blessed to know her. So.
Oh, I feel
Pages,
blessed.
all pages.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Everybody says that till they get to know her.
Then I changed the color of my hair.
There you
hoping
go.
it would make a
Link.
difference.
Link.
Hey, sorry, ma'am, you dropped your broomstick up there.
Copy.
It's
Where is
leaning
this?
against your tree.
Oh, ouch. All right.
Chat. Where's the chat? Is that the chat? Oh, there's the coffee. Cool. And boom. So there's the link. Go ahead and copy that down. And what I'm eventually going to do is today, tomorrow, I'm going to set up the unlearnme.live, so that if you ever wanted to share it with somebody, unlearnme.live will take you to that page so that somebody can join us in any of the conversations or any of the content. So there we go.
Thank you
I'm
so
your head
much,
brain
Sean.
training. Buy your coffee in Romania, Misfit. I'll see y'all where?
At the
The
next
next
event.
event.
Next event. Hey, Dubby. Are you happy, Dubby? Somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura
Pura
vida.
vida.
Davida, we love you, Mark. And some Lydias.
Please be with us.
With us.
Please be with us. And the queen of helping you find coffee all over the world, Jessie Lee Ward.
Awesome.
Boss Lee, we love you. And little white fluffy.
Gurgly, gurgly, gurgly.
Gurgly. White gurgly. You're such a monster. Oh, there's Molly. No, Beamish, don't be scared. All right, everybody, love you. See ya. Bye for now.
Thank you,
Love you.
Sean.
Thank you.
Love you
See
all.
y'all on Monday.
Great weekend.